workshop lights glow. It's late tonight. Another project's coming to life. Wooden, acrylic, glass, and steel. Every maker knows the thrill we feel. Every beam begins a brand new start, turning simple ideas into works of art. Whether you're learning your very first line or perfecting the design one cut at a time, no matter where you're tuning in, you're already among friends. Around here we all discover the best ideas come from each other. Welcome to the Louisiana Hobby Guys live stream, where makers gather to chase a dream. Learning Lightburn every day, finding better, smarter ways. Bring your ideas, stay a while. Let's create something that'll make you smile. There's always room for one more friend. The fun is just about to begin. Some are cutting, some engrave, some are trying something brave. Every question starts a spark, lighting up another heart. No one's expected to know it all. We've all been there before the climb. Every lesson shared tonight helps another maker shine. One small answer, one new tip can turn frustration into confidence. That's what makes this place unique. Learning every single week. Call us live, we'd love to hear from you. Share your project, old or new. Ask your questions, tell your story. Every win becomes our glory. One great idea leads to more. That's what this community is for. Together we'll keep reaching higher, fueled by curiosity and laser fire. Across the country, around the world, every workshop has a dream. Different tools and different stories, still we're one creative team. Ideas travel farther than we know, passing from one friend to another. Today's solution becomes tomorrow's masterpiece, helping one another. You're part of the Louisiana Hobby Guys live stream, where every voice becomes part of the team. Viewer call-ins, questions, laughs, sharing knowledge across the map. Lightburn tips and laser art, helping every maker get a fresh new start. So pull up a chair, let's build something new, because the next great idea could come from you. The lasers are ready, the lights are on. We've got a lot to cover before too long. Bring your questions, bring your latest design. You never know what we'll create this time. So settle in, the fun begins right now. Let's learn together, starting here somehow. The workshop's open, the show's about to start. Welcome to the
And we're live. Welcome, everybody. Glad to see everybody here early. William was here at 6:10 p.m. Tony, you missed it this time. Daryl is here from the Philippines. Hey, Daryl, how's it going? Jeff is here. Brent, living in Allentown, lately the home of, oh yeah, forest fire smoke. I know there's lots of smoke coming down from Canada right now. You're in the smoke, we're in the heat. It is 97 degrees outside. I've got this air conditioner on full, and I've even opened the door behind me, and I've got the air conditioner, a fan blowing in the air conditioning from next door. So 30,000 BTUs altogether, and it's still hot in here, let me tell you. I feel sorry for you guys with the smoke. That's just terrible. Hey, Jerry, how you doing? Thank you for posting that. I appreciate it. Yeah, liking, sharing, subscribing. You know, more than half of you that watch these live streams are not subscribed. It doesn't cost you anything. Just hit that little subscribe button. I'm trying to reach that 100,000 subscriber mark. It seems to be taking forever. Charles is here from Illinois. And what we're going to be doing, DG Covey, welcome. Dave, good to see you from Michigan. Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate that. V is here. Hi, V. Good to see you. Douglas is here. He's from El Paso, but in Mesa, Arizona tonight. Jack, welcome. Gary, good to see you. Sorry, I'm not looking at the camera. I'm trying to look at the comments over here. Joe is here. Eric is here. Ken, welcome, Ken. First time watching. Videos have helped a lot. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you're subscribed. Thank you so much. Hey, Bob. Engrave It Legacy. Had Enough is here. Jason Rife Ministries. Welcome, 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 welcome. Koalabi Creations from California. Texas is in the house. So we have people from all over the world here tonight. Arizona, Oatman. Abilene, hi, how are you doing tonight? Okay, so what are we doing tonight? As the thumbnail showed you, we're doing positioning for production runs. What we're going to do tonight are some magnet coasters. So this is, I know it's going to be kind of hard to see, but these are bottle openers. So let me flip it around. It's a bottle opener. It's got a couple magnets on it. If you want to put it on your refrigerator, you just clip it on like that, and you always have a bottle opener handy. Really nice little gadget. I've got a box of these. We're going to give away 2 of these tonight. And if you wanted to buy these, you can get them on Amazon. So these are bamboo, by the way. They're really thick. They're about almost a ½ inch thick, and they engrave really well as opposed to typical bamboo. So you can see by the engraving just how nice that looks. And all of them come out just as good. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight, and we're going to talk about positioning. Now, I know for a lot of folks, and let me take that off the screen. And actually, I do have a link that I can put in the comments for you if you want to go and check it out. And there it is. So that is a link on Amazon to these magnets. I bought a case of these because I'm going to be giving them away to friends. So I'm going to use this exact engraving that's on here. And look at that. It picked up my flash drive on the backside, the magnets. So I'm going to give away a case of these to my friends. And I'm also going to be giving away 2 of these to 2 of my viewers tonight. Additionally, we'll also be taking viewer call-ins. So wherever you are in the world, you can call into the show. I'll put the link up when we're ready to have viewer call-ins, but let's get started first. And anybody that wants to call in, you can call in from your cell phone, from your computer. As long as you have a mic, that's all you really need. If you have a mic and a camera, that's even better. Then you can come on the show live tonight. So what is the problem that we're going to address tonight? So it's production runs. And this is, I've already done some of these, and I created a template for them. And as you can see there, this is for the 65.3 millimeter bamboo refrigerator magnets. And of course, it has a top and a bottom. So it has to go in the laser just the right way. And I'm going to demonstrate this tonight on the one laser, the XRF. And I'm going to use this exact template that I created. And I'm going to show you guys how I created this template. And it's super fast, super easy. And you can do this for any project, create a template. I have a video on my channel about creating a template for production runs, which basically talks about the same thing in a slightly different way. So for instance, let's say you had something that's an odd shape, like let's say this right here. And you have a hole in the middle, right? And you want to engrave around the outside of it. You can do this the same way. The only difference from tonight's video and doing something like this is that I would personally use a piece of cardstock. I put the cardstock in, take the measurements of this circle, put it into Lightburn, and then run that job. And then cut that circle out of the stock. Then you take a measurement of the circle itself and then a measurement of the one in the middle, put that right in the middle, and you know not to go in that spot right there. And you can engrave all the way around. So there's lots of ways that you can do this. You can even take something that's an odd shape and photograph it. And just the only thing is make sure that you have the little level app in your phone. Most of today's modern phones have it, where you get over it and you move it around, and you'll see like a little circle that when it gets directly in the center, it's time to push the camera. That means that you're perfectly level with the item. Import that photograph into Lightburn, and then take 2 measurements of the actual piece itself from far corners. So if you had like a jagged piece of plywood, you take the top right and the bottom left corner, take those measurements. Just make sure that you resize it to the size of one of those 2, and then both of them should be the same measurement. And it makes life really, really easy. George is saying it's taken like forever to get on this evening. Nothing is working right. Following 8 hours of internet service disruption. I know everybody's having strange weather across the United States. It's either smoke or heat. I know the whole country is frying right now. And Bob is saying when he gets to the new house, he'll join us anytime. Awesome. Yeah, congratulations on the new house, by the way. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. And I'm going to actually do it live. I'm going to use this template that I created, and I want you to see how this works and how it works so well. And basically, you need to have one of 2 things. You need to either have a laser that has a fixed honeycomb, which this one does, but we're not going to use that fixed honeycomb tonight. What I did was I put a magnet in there, and That magnet is now the part that I bump this up against. So I'll just put this in and slide it up against that magnet, and then slide it up to the top of the honeycomb. Now, if you don't have a honeycomb that's fixed, or if you're using a knife bed or something like that on a CO2, that can be a little bit of a struggle, but you can always take and put a blank piece of plywood across the knife bed and tape it into place so that it doesn't move, to use as your base, and then cut out your square from the middle where you'll put your template. So the important thing is that you have to have a fixed position. And I'm going to show you a trick in Lightburn on how you can save that fixed position tonight. So let's get started. Let's jump into Lightburn and let me show you a few of the reasons why this works so well. So in Lightburn, this is a brand new copy. I don't have the laser on. I don't have anything loaded right now. So if I were to go up here to the top, to the open folder, and click on open, you'll see that I'm in my Lightburn templates, one Laser XRF. So in here, I've got a bunch of different templates. I've got some customer production templates. The one that I'm going to look for tonight is going to be the Creator Ally right here. So you'll see I have different ones, and I'll show you why and how this works after a moment. So I'm going to say open, and here is my Creator Ally. Now, right now in the laser, I've got a magnet right down this side, right here. And let me show that to you real quick. Let me go turn the laser on so you can see it. Just give me 1 second. And I'm sorry if it's noisy in here tonight. I've got the 3D printer running. I've got the fan running. I've got the air conditioner on. Okay, so there you can see on the left side, right where that laser just homed to, is where that magnet is. And if we go over into Lightburn, I have set, so now it's in the home position. That is the origin of the laser, okay? On the Move tab, if I click Get Position up here, I know you guys can't see it, but right now the X is 6.395 inches, or let me put this into millimeters. It's 162.44 millimeters from the left, and it's at 0 millimeters on the wide. And up here, and I know this is hard for you guys to see, but I've got saved positions, and this position right here is Ally or Origin, which is the template that I'm using tonight. But if I pull down the drop-down menu, I have a full sheet Origin and I have a half sheet Origin. So depending on which template I have at the moment, that determines which one of these saved positions that I use. So what you would do is you would set your piece of wood like this right here. You'll see that it has little crosshairs, top, bottom, left and right, and it is locked in place permanently. And at the very top, I know you guys can't see it, but it says Creator Ally Template. And what I did was went to the Move tab. I clicked on Get Position after I moved the laser head to that spot where the wood is. And let me show you. So this is clear. So we now have the one laser on the screen. I'm going to bring this in. I'm going to make sure that where this says top is on the top, and I'm just going to slide it under this magnet and make sure that it's right exactly at the top right there. Now I'll put another magnet down here somewhere, and I'll put my other magnet on the other side. And now this is locked in place. So this can't move. And I can take any of my refrigerator magnets now and put them anywhere in here. I can put one here, I can put one there, I can put one here, and now I can design. What is that hitting? I'll put it here. Now I can design in any of these 3 circles in Lightburn and know that it's going to be in the right place. So there are my 3 pieces. I'm going to put them in there for now and close the door. So now if I come back to Lightburn, I know that I have those 3 pieces in here. So let me open a recent file that I've already saved. And all you would do is draw a circle 63.5 millimeters. This is the size of the wood, this outer tool path here. You just draw 63.5 and then do your ray over here. Make them 3 across and 3 down, and you're ready to go. I already have a saved template. So let me go to that. It's this one right here. And there you see, this is the template that I made. And again, all I did for this was to create a 63.5 millimeter circle. Then I went to the array tool and I did 3 to the on the Y, on the X, and then 3 on the Y. And then I labeled it and I cut this out. So the words were engraved, the circles were cut, and that's it. My template is finished. So I did this a few days ago, and now I just popped that exact same template into the one laser and dropped in a couple of magnets. So now what I can do is design in these 3 spaces right here. So if I come to my art library and I come down here to logos, I think is where I have a prepared graphic. Let me see. And I'm sure it's in here. It's just a matter of finding it. My screen is actually pretty far away from me, so it's hard for me to see. Let's see. And I hate these pop-ups that Lightburn's put in here where it pops up the image, because it makes it even harder for me to find what I'm looking for. I don't know why I'm not finding it in here. And these pop-ups just make it harder to find. Maybe it's up at the top. Ugh. I'm going to grab it from over here instead. Oh, here it is, Bayou Beer. So here is my Bayou Beer graphic that I made. And this is very simple, just a little bit of text. So now all I have to do is drop this in place like that, and then press Control and the letter D to duplicate it. Grab this one and bring it over to here, and press Control and the letter D one more time. And I think the 3rd one was in the bottom, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll put the 3rd one down here. And that's just how simple this is. So now I've got all 3 in there. There's the representation on the laser, the actual wood itself. And then all you have to do is just set your cuts and your layers, and these should come out perfectly. So we may as well get this part started. Let me see what's going on in the comments for a moment. Okay, Oatman is saying that he's always had a problem with the template. Yeah, this makes it super easy. It's just a matter of remembering the procedure. And, you know, you can always come back and watch this live stream again, the replay, to find out the instructions. Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. So Bob is saying he loves his edge lock magnets. These magnets are from Wild Willow, by the way. And they have some new ones that they just created recently. And they're almost a foot long. So they cover the whole workbed for me anyway, you know, depending on what size it is. I use them for, yeah, permanent setting. So that's pretty much how I've got this laser set up right now, is with the edge lock in a permanent setting. And I used to have a couple of other templates where I referenced the 0 point. So, which is the top left corner of the honeycomb. And this honeycomb is screwed in place. So it's an exact position. And I had 11 3/4 by 23 1/2 pieces that I cut on the table saw to fit it. So I would get a piece of sheet good, have them cut that in half at Home Depot or Lowe's, and then I would go to the table saw and cut off pieces that fit this. And I had half sheet and full sheet that were referenced from the 0 point. But I find that I work mostly with 12 by 12 and 12 by 16 pieces of material. So that's why I set up that magnet permanently. I never moved the magnet on the left. So the magnet that you see way over on the left is always going to be in that spot while I'm using the XRF. Now, if I do happen to move it, what I do is I can take the magnet out and put it back in later, because all I have to do in Lightburn is come over to the Move tab up here and choose my Ally Origin position from my saved positions. And again, I know you guys can't see this very well. I wish there was a way to zoom in on the screen. But to set a position, all you have to do is move the laser head wherever you want, okay? And then at the top, you just click Get Position. And then it'll fill this out right here, exactly where it is. And then on the right side, you'll see a button called Manage. So if you click on Manage, it'll bring up a screen and you can add a new position right here, and it'll automatically bring in your current position. So you'll see this one says the X is 162.44, the Y is at 00, and you can just name it right here up at the top and then click OK, and you'll have that position saved. So if I did move the magnet, all I'd have to do is simply go to a position, click Get Position, and then click Manage and Add New. And then I put my wood in place and put the magnet back on top again. And then it's in the perfect position always. T-Man's Workshop missed the beginning. Uh-oh. Can you just orient your material to one of the corners? Yes, you can. So like I was saying a minute ago, if you have a fixed honeycomb bed, you can use your 00 position, dock it into that top corner, and use that as your starting position. How did you set the position correctly? I just told you. So again, I'll say it one more time. In Lightburn, you go to you move the laser head to exactly where you want it. So let's say you wanted it, right now it's at a little over 6.3 inches from the left side, the left corner. So you just move the laser head to where you want. And the move position, it says move to position here. Make sure you put your Y at 0 so you can dock it to the top of the honeycomb. And then you move to position as far as you want across. So I wanted it generally in the center, and that's why I put it there. Once you have the position, you'll see it up here where the Get Position is. You click on Manage. Then you click on Add New. It'll import the settings that you're at right now. So you'll see it says right here 162.44 and 00 on the Y. And then up here at the top, you just give it a name, and that's it. You say okay. And then anytime you want to go to that position, all you do is pull down the position, pick the position that you want, and click, and it'll automatically go there. You don't even have to click go. So if it's already selected, then you would click go. So that's how you do it. It's not a, it is a simple procedure, but it takes doing it 1 or 2 times in order for you to, I guess, get the idea of how it works. So it's not hard to do. So let's now, let's see, Bob is saying, this is new to me. Okay, cool. I do have a couple of videos on this. So I have a video on doing odd shapes. You can search my channel for odd shapes. You'll find that video where I take a picture of the item, import it into Lightburn, and then I'll trace that photograph. And then what I'll do is take a measurement from far corners to make sure that it's the right size. And once you've got it in the right size, what I usually do with odd shapes is I take a piece of regular paper and I'll put that down with the magnets, and then I'll run that cutout with the magnets on the paper, pull the cutout piece out, put the piece I want to engrave in, and if it fits perfectly, then I'm ready to design in that template. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. This is how I usually work with just about everything. I just came on. What laser are you using? I am using the one Laser XRF tonight. And I'm going to be doing some examples of some refrigerator magnets, some bamboo refrigerator magnets. This is one that I've done already. I've already done about 9 of these. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I did a full sheet. So I've already done 9 of these, and I'm going to do a couple more tonight in this live stream. So let's go back to Lightburn and see if I'm all set up. I've already put my graphics in place. As you can see, 1, 2, and 3. And if we look at the laser bed, we've got the same thing there, 1, 2, and 3. And only thing I need to do now is just check my cuts and layers. And the only layer that I've got right now is the engraved layer, and that should be the same as 2 days ago. So let me just take a look and make sure. I've got my fill, and then I've got my line after fill, and that all looks perfect. So if you're interested in the settings I'm using tonight, I'm using a really slowed down speed of 600 millimeters per second because this is bamboo. So I want to get a nice brown, and then I want the letters and the graphic to pop. So I've done a line after fill on this where it'll come back and do the outline of everything. And I've set this also at 600 millimeters per second. But the difference is I'm going with 30% power. So on the fill, I'm going with 70% power. On the line after fill, I'm going at 30% power. Now, the only thing I have to do is come to my Move tab, and I need to move my laser head to one of these. I'll use the one in the middle, and I'll move the laser to that position. And then I'll click on Focus. There you can see it's focusing. And then what I like to do with a CO2 is I always like to go back to the origin. So I'm just going to click up here on the laser tab, go to origin, so that the laser resets back to the original origin. And now I can just click on start, and we should be good to go. So I'm going to click on start, and yes, I have focused. And let me just, oh, what happened there? I think I didn't click it. Oh, yeah, I have to say okay. Oh, it's cut selector graphics, right. So I got to come in and select all of these. I always use cut selector graphics. And we'll do this one more time. Start, yes. And that will start the job. And let me turn on my inline fume extractor so we can get just a little bit more noise in here. And there we go. Yeah, so if any of you have not seen these magnets yet from Wild Willow, you can go on their YouTube channel. It's Wild Willow on YouTube, and in their description they have a link to their online store. And these are just the best magnets I think I've ever used. Let me check that fume extractor. I have a remote controller for the inline fan that doesn't always turn on. And it's a pretty long distance to the outside vent. I take my piece of wood and put it on the honeycomb, home the laser, run a test of a right angle, and place magnets there. That's another way to do it. I like using a template. Templates have always been my favorite way to do things. Does the machine you're using not allow you to position to a corner? No, it does. It does, but I'm showing you a different way. So if I just said, hey, you know, position your work in the corner of your laser bed, you know, lots of people are going to say, well, I don't have a honeycomb. That's the whole purpose of this video tonight. You know, I don't have a honeycomb, or, you know, I don't have a place where I can just position it in the home position. And another thing too is when I'm engraving, I don't like getting near the corners, you know, because of the overscanning. Now on this XRF, there's virtually no overscanning whatsoever, so it works well. But the purpose of this live stream is to show people that don't have an absolute 0-0 where they can work from, how to do it. Let's see. Do you suggest procedure to take a portion of the artwork in the Lightburn file and move it to a new file? Well, you can just copy it if you want. Not quite sure what you mean. You can create an art library that says something like, you know, bits and pieces or something like that, and import it to that library. Once you cut, you should, yes, absolutely. I always use templates for everything. I think it might be time to clean my fan, or maybe my inline fan is starting to slow down. So I don't usually see smoke. But the engraving looks good so far. And then this just has one more step after the engraving is finished. And that is the line after fill. Here's a different look at it right there. So that last camera was inside the machine. This is outside the machine. If you see my 3D printer on the right side bouncing around, that is the Bamboo Labs H2C. I'm printing a cell phone stand on there right now. Maybe it'll be finished by the time the live stream is over. And as you can see, it has green glass. The H2C does have laser capability. So I have a 10 watt and a 40 watt laser module that I can swap out really quickly and do laser projects in there as well. And we're just about finished with the engraving, and it looks like the smoke has lessened in the back. You know, it could be that that one in the front was one that I goofed up. Is that the laser we saw at the show? No, Jerry, it's not. The one that we saw at the show was the Excel laser in Las Vegas, and that one is still not in production yet. So they're still working on the final version of that. So now it's just doing the line after fill. Oh, I see something weird. I've been hearing this ticking noise. It looks like one of my other inline exhaust fans turned on with this remote. That's awfully strange. There's two separate remotes for the inline exhausts. All right, we're coming. Looks like we're coming down to the end here. Douglas, it's an HDMI camera, and it's wireless. It transmits to my switcher. But you can use any USB camera. I think the board cameras are the best value. There we go. You go over and take a look. And let me bring these back over. Now, I haven't cleaned these yet. So let me switch cameras. Thinking that I already switched cameras. All right, so here are the three that I just did. And they do have a little varnish on them. So there's the first one. And the second one. And it's really hard to get bamboo to engrave properly, but look how nice that came out. And this one that smoked a lot, I think this was the one that I sanded down, one of the first ones that I did. So that's all three of them in just a couple of minutes. Do you have that laser camera focus? I think it's focused pretty good. It looks okay. It's kind of hard to focus these cameras because I try and focus on the center. So some of the other parts are a little bit out of focus. So anyway, there's all three of them. We're going to give away a couple of these tonight. And if you guys want to join me in the live stream, now is the time to do it. Let me just look at my other computer here. Okay, and I'll keep an eye on that computer in case anybody wants to pop in. Anybody that wants to pop in and say hello, either on camera or just with your microphone, just visit that link at the top of the screen right now. It's hguy.us/live, and you can join me in this live stream. It looks great. Oh, man, it looks great. Yeah, it's slightly out of focus because I focus on the middle. You know, so the same thing even with this one. You know, you can see like the items on the shelf behind it are slightly out of focus, but hopefully the machine is in focus. But so there we go. It's just that easy to do. It takes less than 5 minutes to set up a template. And I think what I probably should do now is to set up a template so that you guys can see exactly how it's done from scratch. So that's probably the next thing to do. So let's jump back to Lightburn and let me create a new file. So I'm going to say new, and I'm not going to save this project. I'm going to say discard, like that. So now we have a new project, and this is how it gets set up. Very simple. So I'm going to take a primitive over here. We're going to grab the rectangle tool and just draw out a rectangle and put it on a tool path. So down at the bottom, T1 or T2, whichever color you prefer. And actually, this is going to be on a red layer, which I use for cutting. Let me come grab a comment real quick. You know of any alternative replacement modules for the Rolly machines? Well, any module can replace the module that's in the Rolly. The only problem that you'll have is that you need to print an adapter to mount it to the gantry, and you have to make sure that you've got the wire. You got to trace out the wiring to make sure all the wiring is correct and splice in the original Rolly Lasermatic plug. So it's not that hard to do. I've looked into it, contacted a couple of suppliers, had them send me a couple of laser modules, and none of them are that easy to adapt. Okay, so we got Bruce is waiting to join. Let's bring Bruce in and say hello, and then we'll come back and we'll go back and we'll design that template from scratch. So if you want to join, all you have to do is go to that link, hguy.us/live, and you'll be able to fill out a form there and click a button, and then you can come into the live stream. So while we're waiting for him, we'll go back to Lightburn and just work on this a little bit. So now let's say you have a 12-inch by 12-inch template that you want to make. So all you'd have to do is come up here and unlock, and I'll switch over to inches, and I'll just do, I'll do a width of 12, and I'll do, actually on this one, I'm going to do 11.75 so that it fits my bed, and do that. Now up in the top, I'm going to place this directly in the center, and there is the beginning of my template. Bob says, I don't see a link. It's up at the top of the screen. It's hguy.us/live. It's a generic camera. It's a generic HDMI camera, but it also is wireless. So that one camera, the transmitter, receiver, and camera is like $1,000. So I don't think you'd want to do that. Most people wouldn't. But you can just get any USB camera and, you know, glue it in place. I can't use USB because I'm using a switcher. Okay, so Bruce, I've already invited you to the live stream. You just need to fill out that form and log in. All right, so now that I've got my 12 by 12 set up, I'm just going to switch over here, my primitive to an ellipse. I'm going to hold shift, draw it out, and then lock it, go back to millimeters. I'm going to put 63.5 and press enter, and there's my first one. So now I've got my first one. Then I come over here to the array tool, and I'm going to make an array, and this should have remembered from the last time. I'm going to do 3 across and 3 down. Oops, that's 4. 3 down. Say OK. now I'm done with the creation of the template. All I have to do is give it a name, put a word up here. This is the top. So we'll do top right there and select it, put top onto a toolpath, T2. And now I'm ready to run this template. So now I put it into my machine. And Bob, you can just open a web browser on your phone and go to hguide.us. In fact, I can give you a QR code if you're using your phone. There you go. You can just scan that QR code. All right, so we got Bruce and Ken. I've invited both y'all. If you get a little pop-up on the QR code, just click off of it. That's just something in the software, a little bug that I need to fix. But there's a form there that you just fill out. All right, so now that I've got that done, all I have to do is come over to my Move tab, or actually over here, I can use this icon, the map icon. Click on the map icon. I'll do that right now. And then come right up here. It turns to a bullseye. And I'll click that bullseye right there. And then all I have to do is go to the Move tab. You'll see I'll click Get Position. It's already telling me what it is across the top. And then I'll click Manage. And then I'll click Add New. It's going to import that position where the laser is right now. And then all I have to do is name this my starting point, whatever I want to call it. I'm not going to do that now. Just going to click Cancel and run this job. Now it'll cut all of this out. And then I just come back and select everything. Once the job is finished, put it on a toolpath. And I want to select everything, including the word top, right click on it, and come down here to lock selected shapes. And now these shapes will be locked permanently. So no matter what design I bring in, that's the only thing I can select. I can't select everything. Nothing will happen. It'll only select this. You see how everything lights up? I've selected everything, but when I move the graphic, only the graphic is going to move because all of those shapes are locked. And now at this point, all you have to do is save this as the template with a name. And it's just that simple. So you just saw me create it from beginning to end, and in just less than a couple of minutes. So I don't know why I've got, let's see, got 3 people waiting in the queue, but nobody's joined yet. All right. So we have Bruce waiting, Ken waiting, and Robert waiting. And I've sent the invite to all 3 of you. And all you have to do is fill out that little form, click submit, and then fill out the next form, which is the back end of the studio where you have to allow your camera and your microphone. Let me start here. It does work on the phone, Bob. Let me show you. So if I take my phone and I scan that QR code, and then I click on the link from the scan, sometimes the link doesn't always, you have to click right in the right spot. You'll see that it says join tonight's live stream. Now, if you get this, where it says you're currently, because I've already joined with my phone once before, just refresh the page, and then that will turn into a form. And you probably can't see it because of the lighting. So if you don't see it, just reload the page. If you've used it before, it's not going to refresh automatically. So just hit reload on your phone, slide down, it'll reload the page, and then you'll be able to enter the information in the form. Okay, so back to this one. Excuse me. Why did you put top on a tool layer? Wouldn't it be? Yeah, well, that's my mistake. I should have engraved it. Should have engraved it first, and then after the job was done, put that onto a tool layer. You're right. D. Jacoby is asking, would you recommend buying a used CO2 laser given the life of the tube, or bite the bullet on a new used unit? I do this as a hobby and not in business. Okay, if you're going to buy a used CO2, you can, when you go to visit the person, I would say absolutely demonstrate, make them demonstrate the laser for you. And if it's got a Ruida controller, which most of them are going to have like a Ruida Trosa and something like that, you can see the history of the laser. So you'll want to see that by going to the machine settings, and you'll want to see how many hours are on that laser. So that's the important thing. If you demonstrate it, if it's got low hours and it demonstrates properly, it cuts properly, it engraves properly, everything seems to be working, then I would say it would probably be okay. I personally would likely not buy a used one because I'd want the warranty, you know, but a lot of people have good luck with the used ones. V saying that she made a template like that for her dog tags on 5mm piece of wood, but I didn't cut the shapes out. I just did a deep engrave thickness of the tags. Yeah, you can do that as well. So, or you can just, you know, create line mode on the material itself. Do an outline, and then drop your pieces on top and line it up with the line. But it's always good to either cut it out or engrave it deeply, like you did with a really thin dog tag. Yeah, you can engrave it out. Jerry said he had trouble joining a few weeks ago, but finally got it. I'll work on that software. I'll put an automatic refresh on that page. Bob said he was in the queue. I see you in the queue, and you've been invited. Let me see. I'll try inviting one more time. Actually, let me go to it on this computer, because I'm doing it on a laptop over there. All right, so I'll click invite, invite, invite. Yeah, it looks like all 3 invitations are active right now. So if you don't see them, refresh your page. So if you're on a cell phone, just swipe down. That'll reload the page, and you'll be able to see the form. I clicked the join button and it opened a new window, but I don't see any way to do anything else. Refresh the page. If you refresh the page, you should see a form to fill out. If I joined via email, you sent me a patron to join. I do also have to join the queue running at the top of the screen. Can you rephrase that, Bruce? I'm not really understanding. If I joined via the email you sent. Oh, I sent the email as Patreon. That's to join the live stream to watch it. That link is to what you're watching right now. So this is different. The link at the top of the screen, you can actually come into the studio as a guest. First time I tried, I probably messed up. You can just close the window and start over again. Just go to hguy.us/live. It is working. Hey, John. You're a little bit late. We're talking about doing a template today for production runs. Filled out the form and it says connected. Okay. Try and refresh the page and see what happens. I'll look into the code on that script. It worked perfectly last week and the week before, as a matter of fact. Yeah, that's a good question, Jerry. How are you? Jerry, why don't you join and make sure that it's working, just even if it's just for a minute. So how are you doing, John? I know you were on vacation, or at least out of town for a while. I don't know why it's not working tonight. It is working for me, so I'm going to try it again on my phone. I'm going to scan that QR code. I can, the link is always so small to click on. I never get on it in time. And then on my phone, once you scan the QR code, if you don't click the right link. Okay, so there is the form. It says join tonight's live stream. So I'll just do this and see what happens. Put my name. Join the queue. You're currently number 1. Please keep this page open. It will automatically update. And let me look at my other computer real quick. There I am. I'll say invite. And there it goes. It just popped up, says you're almost ready. I know you guys can't see the screen, but there's a green button down below that says join the live stream. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to see it. But it worked for me. I just did it. If I click join the live stream, but it worked for me. I just did it. If I click join the live stream, but it worked for me. I just did it. It did not bring me to the right place. If I click join the live stream, but it worked for me. I just did it. It did not bring me to the right place. If I click join the live stream, but it worked for me. I just did it. It did not bring me to the right place. If I click join the live stream. And this thing is going to keep repeating the same thing. Okay, so apparently it's not working tonight. Sorry about that, guys. I'll get it fixed. Let me oh, I see what the problem is. I put the wrong link in. Hang on a second. Let me fix that real quick. Let's see. That's what I did wrong. It just brings me to the live stream. You guys are right. My mistake. Sorry, guys. I'm going to fix that right now. Okay. That's fixed. My fault. So if you're waiting right now, just close that window and reopen it again and start over. Sorry about that, guys. I put the wrong link in the join link. All right, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to remove everybody from the queue. So just hang tight. Don't go there yet. Okay, there we go. So we're going to start over again. And now the queue is open. All right, so anybody that's done it already, close that window or that tab and start over again. This time it's going to work. Sorry about that, guys. My problem, my error. John said he went out four-wheeling one weekend and just got back from the Tennessee property last weekend. Busy 2 weeks trying to catch up. I know that feeling. I know you had fun too. Yeah, you can just click off of that, Ken. That's just a little bug in the script. I when I wrote the script, it's trying to get to another script that I wrote. So just click off of it, it'll go away. But right now, refresh the page, and I see that Daryl has done that. So I'll give Daryl an invite, and we'll make sure that it's working. So anybody that's tried to do it before, close those tabs and start over again. Sorry, guys. John Pattern was also on vacation last week. I hope you guys enjoyed your vacation. I just purchased my first 3D printer. Do you have live streams on that medium? I learned so much from you. Thank you. I don't really. I use it more for personal use, but there is somebody in the stream that does have a live stream every week, and that's Jerry from 3DHP. So if you go on to YouTube and you search 3DHP, then that'll bring up Jerry's channel. And I see Daryl has just popped in. And I see we have Skip waiting as well. Daryl, you need to connect your mic and your camera. Let's see. Yeah, I can't add you right now because it says your mic and your camera aren't connected. But I see you are in the green room. Okay, Ken. Skip says it's your number 2. Yes. So you've already been invited, Skip. So you just need to follow the prompt on the screen. I'm streaming from my phone to my TVM. I don't know. I don't know, Bob. Right now, I don't see in the queue. You should put the link in the chat. I think it's a pretty easy link, Jerry. hguy.us/live, and there's a QR code on the screen. I mean, I can put it in the chat, but there is Skip. I see you on screen, but you haven't said anything yet.
No, I haven't said nothing.
Okay, there you go. How you doing today?
I have absolutely nothing important to do or say.
Nothing important to do or say. Well, welcome to the live stream. What are you doing other than watching this live stream? So do you do a lot of template style work, you know, multiple pieces of the same item, Skip? All right, let me take that widget down. That makes it a little bit easier to see.
It seems like it's duplicating everything we say.
You're probably getting feedback on your speakers.
Yes.
You might have the volume too high. That's
What?
That's a common problem. Most people use headphones or something like that, but if your microphone is picking up your speakers, if it's too close to the speakers, you'll get the duplicate Okay, Robert means and Ken. All right, there we go. So now we have 4 people invited. And I can confirm now that it is working. Bob says, I'm just not talking tonight. Okay. All right. Well, I invited you in anyway. John says YouTube needs to learn from Discord. We do family chats over there and never get feedback between mics and speakers. This is not YouTube. This is StreamYard. So it typically is going to adjust your mic and your, not your speakers though. Hey, Ken.
Howdy.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Oh, you're nice and clear. That's a good microphone you got there.
Yeah. It's one I used for work before I retired. I just need to grab a longer USB cord for next time. It's a little.
I think yours sounds better than mine does. Bob says no video on my phone. Oh, okay. Phones can do video too if you allow it. You don't have to have video to come on the live. You can come on with just audio. Let's see. We have Bill Hunter. Go ahead and invite Bill. So anybody that wants to come in and talk about anything at all, you're welcome to come in. It must be getting windy outside. Let's see. It is still 92 degrees.
Yeah, that's what it is here too.
8 o'clock. Oh my goodness. We've been in a heat wave for a while now. First we were in a bunch of rain, and now we're in the heat. William is saying that he just ordered 100 bamboo pens. I'm going to grave 4 lines on them. Would you use a template and manually rotate, or use the chuck? That's a good question. I would probably use the chuck personally, but you can do it either way. The bamboo pens, they have like a little pocket holder on them that can move all the way around. So you can move them manually. I think the chuck would probably be a faster way to do it. Kate says it's still 95 where she is as well. Engraves bait molds. Did I hear you say once that you worked for? I did. I worked for IBM back in the late 70s. I did also starting in 1977. OPD. Okay, cool. I worked for them in Connecticut, and I'll be damned if I don't remember it's been that long ago, the name of the town. I think it was, I don't remember. All right, let's see.
Yeah, I contracted at IBM for about 1.5 years.
What was that?
So I contracted at IBM for about 1.5 years.
Did you?
Yep. Writing in 4th.
Jerry's saying it is 104 in Las Vegas. Okay, Oatman says, I'm still confused on how you set the starting point on a template. Okay, I can go over that. So everyone has been invited, and just click invite again just to make sure. All right, so I'll go over that one more time on the Lightburn, the starting point. It sounds more complicated than it really is. Let me take this banner off of the screen so that you can see it a little bit better. All right, so You take and you lay your piece of material. So let's say this outer part here, this is my piece of material. You lay it anywhere on the bed at the Y0 point. So it doesn't have to be at the Y0 point. It really could be anywhere. You could have something that's half the size in the middle or anywhere at all. And then what you do is you go over to the map icon on the left. Now, keeping in mind that you should be in absolute coordinates, okay? So that's pretty important. You can use current position, but absolute coordinates is absolutely the way to go. So now you zoom in on the top left corner, click your map icon, pass your mouse over it until it turns into a bullseye, just like that. See how that, I don't know if you guys can see that on screen or not, but it turns into a bullseye, and click. And now your laser has moved to that exact position wherever it is on your laser bed. So then you come to the Move tab and you click Get Position, and you'll see the position up on the top over here. So now all you have to do is on Save Positions, click Manage. That'll bring up a window. Click Add New, and it'll import those current positions right here into this Add New Position. Then all you do is give it a name. You can call it whatever template you want. It could be temporary, it could be permanent. I'm going to cancel this right now. And then you'll have that position in here. And all you have to do is pull down the drop-down menu and pick a position that you've already named. And that's where the laser will go every time. So now for this to work, you need to have some sort of stop point here. So you can lay down a piece of tape on your laser bed. You can lay down a piece of tape and, you know, write exactly where your laser head is at the moment after you've moved it with the map icon. You can put a piece of tape there so that your red dot pointer is right on it. If you have a diode laser, you'd have to hit fire on the laser tab so that you could see the red dot. Put your tape in place or put your magnet in place, put your wood in place, move your wood so it's perfectly on that top corner, and then tape it down or put a magnet on it, or whatever you want to do to put it in place permanently. It's very easy to do. So still waiting. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people invited. And I don't know, maybe it's confusing to some people. We know it's working because Ken is here.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw my follow-up, but on the follow-up on the variable text.
On the vertical text?
Variable text.
Variable text. No, I didn't see it.
Okay, because when I say, continue, it only puts out one name. It does not fill out all 91 positions with the same name.
Okay, so that's a little hard to get into in a live stream.
Okay.
A little hard to demonstrate, but your code that you've got on your screen determines what cells are imported. So if you don't have the right code on your screen where, like for instance, cell number, A1, A2, and A3, okay? And I forget what the code is actually for that, but whatever the code is, you have to have all of those codes on there in order for it to import those cells. So the chances are you probably only have one code going on.
Well, it's because I want to repeat the same name 91 times. So on the in the Lightburn, I've got %0 91 times, and it doesn't like that.
Oh, you have %0 91 times?
Yeah, because I want to put the same last name on the end of each item. It's a set of dice.
Okay. Let me think.
So
you wouldn't have that same code 91 times. You'd have the code once, and on your CSV, you would have 91 cells. but I don't understand why you would use the CSV if you're only putting one name on.
Well, because that's how you do variable text, right?
What's variable about one name?
Well, because the next time I do this set of dice, it might be somebody else's name.
That's not variable text. So a CSV, okay, let me explain
Okay.
how a CSV works. So for instance, we do tumblers for the sheriff's office, okay? They send us a spreadsheet. We save it as a CSV. In the spreadsheet, right, it says in cell A1, the officer's name. In cell A2, it says their maybe their rank. In cell A3, it might say their department, right?
Yep.
So that's how the spreadsheet works. And then there might be 120 names, ranks, departments. So when you click next, it's going to import that entire row as the next variable text. So the first one would be the first person, row number 1, their name, their rank, their department. Then when you click next, it would be the next person's name, rank, and department, and so on. So that's what variable text is. It means that you want the same layout, the same format for every single next job, but you want to just change the name, rank, and department, and then use the same graphic that you've got on the screen. So I think you're misunderstanding what the variable text is.
Okay, that could be. It just seemed like if I put %0 more than once on the screen, then it should fill out what I have in the A1 column every time. But it doesn't like to do that.
I don't think it would do that. So that's like I said, I don't remember the code offhand, but I don't use % anything. I have to bring up a template, which is not in this shop, to see what the code was that I programmed, but it was like D0, D01, it was different than what you're explaining. And if you just want to run somebody's name, you can just hit start a second time. So, you put their name on the screen and you hit start and it engraves the job. Then you swap out the die and hit start again and it engraves the next one.
Yeah, except I'm trying to do all 91 in one job. I don't want to cut 91, 25 by 50 millimeter pieces and do them one at a time.
No, you would just make referencing tonight's live stream, you would just make one jig with the size of the die, and you just change the die out and just hit start over and over and over again. So you hit start, the job runs, take that die out, put the next one in, hit start again. Right?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but it seems like it should work the other way too. But
yeah, no, the variable text is completely different. So that's where you want to change everything that's being burned onto your, let's say on your die, you wanted to put, a person's name, and you had 95 different people. So you would have a spreadsheet that you would save as a CSV, and then you'd import that into Lightburn, and then you can hit next, and every time you hit next, a different name will be burned onto the die. So that's completely different.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what tonight's live stream was all about, using an array. So I did a template for 9 pieces. Let's see. I don't see anybody joining. We have 7 people that have filled out the form. Ken's the only one that showed up so far. At least I know it's working. I'm going to turn off some of the noise in here, the laser. All right. That makes it a lot quieter for me. Oh, I did finish this project, and I got it up in my online store. So these are the coasters that look like pallets. And that store is engraveandcutfiles.com. I also put up the lemon and cross from last week's live stream. If you guys haven't seen that, Ken just got disconnected. Okay. He's still there, but he's disconnected for some reason. Bob says, it says I was connected. We'll try again later. Yeah, Bob, you're not. Oh, yeah. Yes, you are. Robert Means. Okay. Yeah, it worked on my cell phone. I just did it. If the post office mail ever comes today, I'll have the mouse pad you sent me. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it should be there today. I think everything from last week's live stream, well, I know everything was mailed out, and I think everything had today's date. Just saw that coaster. I'll order it. Thanks. Awesome. You should watch the live stream on it because there's some tips and tricks. In fact, there's a video on the sale page at my store. Let me put a link up to the store. That's the store. There's a video on the sales page that shows you how to set it up and how to put them together. So putting them together is the important part, because that can drive you really crazy. When I first designed it, I couldn't figure out how to get them. It was hard to finagle them. So I figured, you know, as long as you have the right kerf offset when you're cutting the pieces, you can use a pressure fit and you can use a little hammer and just hammer them together. And I do have a video link on the sales page where you can go and take a look at it. And by the way, guys, I also have a new music channel with my brother. We've been writing songs for 65 years. So that's the link right there if you guys want to go check it out. It's all original stuff. We use AI to create the music, but all of the lyrics are ours from our life experiences. It's youtube.com/songs we never recorded. If you go there, please subscribe, like the songs that you like, and leave us a comment. Okay. So, Rich, my fiber laser you sent me will be here today. Yes, Kate, that's going to be there. Everything's going to be there today. That's funny. Ken saying, my goal was that if I cut another set of double 12 dominoes, it would be easy to put other family business names on the back without editing the file. Just, well, like I said, if you use a CSV file, I do have a video on my channel about using CSV files. So I don't remember the codes right now, but if you watch that video, it'll show you the codes. And all you need to do is just put them on a different line in the CSV file. That way, when you click next, it's going to engrave the next one. If you only have 2 rows, 1 and 2, like for instance, you know, the name and the business name are the only 2 rows that you have, clicking next will switch between the 2. So I think I get what you're talking about now. But you do have to have more than one variable in order to use the variable text. Thank you, V. I appreciate that. Leave us a comment. The channel isn't getting too much activity, but it is mainly for our family and friends. But I'd love to know what your guys' opinions are on the songs that we've written. Some of them go back all the way back to the early 70s. And even earlier than that. Santa, you're late. We're almost finished. We're at an hour and a half, which is right at the end. If you want to join us for a minute, come in and say hi. Let's see. I'll put a link. Let me go to my notes real quick. No, I don't have it. So the link is right here at the top of the screen. So if you want to come in and say hello, Santa, it's hguy.us/live. Bill says, you never cease to amaze me with your knowledge. It's just experience. You know, I've been doing this for 35 years, and I've been working with Lightburn for over 5 years, since Lightburn first came out. And I read the documentation at the Lightburn website. I actually did a video on it where, you know, I'm not showing you anything that you can't learn in the Lightburn documentation about the software. Santa, are you a registered real bearded Santa? Yes, he is. Thanks for stopping in, Kate. We'll see you next time. So only a couple of minutes left. If you guys want to join in and say hello, let's see. Please leave the last couple minutes to that. And I see we have a couple people here. So sometimes the software is a little buggy. I'm still debugging it. I wrote the software myself, so let's see. John says he's #1 in the queue. Try and refresh the page, John, because I don't see your name on here. But everybody that's in the queue has been invited. So, yep, everybody's been invited. Oh, there's somebody. Hey, Eric.
Hello there. Are you able to hear me?
How's it going?
Going well. I think the thing is a long-time listener, first-time caller.
Ah, well, welcome.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here.
I was working on your pallet coasters, and a
On
custom
what?
came
I'm
up.
sorry. Working
So
on
what?
what? What were you working on?
Your pallet coasters.
Oh, okay.
And just a question, I've got to set up the kerf offset. And I played around with it at work, but it's not quite right. So my question is, let's say I'm doing a female tab. So it's got the inset portion of it. And when I go to set kerf offset, and I understand the laser follows the line precisely, when it says inward or outward, is it making that female slot wider, or is it making it narrower? What side of the line does it consider inward?
Okay, so outward is, so you're going to use a whole number for the kerf offset.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much all you need to know. So as long as you're not putting minus 0.08 or something like that, you'll be okay. Use a whole number. I think probably the best thing to do is run over to a website called Cuttle.xyz. And in there, you don't have to sign up for a membership. You can just go to their, I think it's called Laser Tools section, and they have a kerf file that you can download, and it's 2 pieces, one male, one female. And you cut those 2 pieces out. You put in what you think your kerf is right now. So let's say you think that your kerf, your manufacturer says that it's 0.1, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So in the settings for that file download, you're just going to put in there like 0.08, which is less than 0.1, to 0.15. And then it's going to generate a file for you that's got 4 different settings on it. You're going to cut that file out and then piece it together and see which pieces fit perfectly. And that's going to tell you what kerf offset to use.
Okay, because I had done the vernier caliper thing, and I came up with a 0.08 is what I did it with the vernier caliper system.
Okay. All right. So if your kerf is 0.08, just put 0.08 for your kerf offset. Now on the file itself, it was designed on the one laser, which has a 0.03 to 0.04. And that is a little bit different because I don't need to use any kerf offset at all, because that's small enough where the pieces are going to fit snugly. But you may need to separate the pieces. So the way it was designed for the one laser, and everything is nested perfectly on top of each other so that it only cuts out once.
Mm-hmm.
So every piece only cuts out once. So if two pieces are next to each other, it won't run that second cut again. You may need to separate them just a little bit.
It actually cut out. It worked perfectly with the way you had it set up. I just wasn't sure on the kerf offset, looking at it, what side of the line it considers inward or outward, because I could make arguments for either one.
Yeah. So if you don't have a negative number, if it's just 0.08, so that's an outward kerf. If you did negative 0.08, that would be an inward kerf.
Okay. So using this scenario where it's, say, a female slot is inward, make that slot narrower?
No, you're going to do the kerf offset for the entire file. It's going to do both the tabs and the slots.
Okay.
So that should make them piece together perfectly. Okay.
I'll give that a shot tomorrow morning.
And they should piece together really tightly. So when you use the kerf offset, the whole purpose of that is so that you can get a little hammer and hammer the pieces together. So that way it's a pressure fit and you don't need to use glue.
Got it. Yeah, I've got it there, but there's just a couple spots it's not quite right. So I figured, hey, I've got the expert here. I'll go ahead and go right to the source.
Yeah. Just a quick note to Snake 3637. You didn't allow permissions for your mic and your camera. So I can't invite you into the live stream. So no, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Snake 3637. He's waiting in the green room.
Okay.
Yeah, but he doesn't have his mic and camera turned on. So Snake, if you click the little gear icon, you can pick your mic and your camera, either one or both.
All right, then I will back out and give the time to someone else. Thank you, Rich. Greatly appreciated.
Okay, nice meeting you.
All right.
Have fun with the file.
Will do.
Did I say I'm number 2? Hey, Santa. Santa is here.
How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm trying to figure out why everybody's having so much trouble. Did you have any trouble?
Yeah, I did the first time.
Okay, the first time I put the wrong link in. That was my fault.
Yeah, it came up and it just had the pound sign with a dash beside it.
Yeah. Yep.
So, but no, I was sorry I was late. I was actually on another show for a little bit. So
I'm going to let you.
So what did I miss?
I'm going to let you go this time. We were talking about being able to use a production template. So let's see, I have the laser turned off so you can't see it, but I can go grab it real quick.
And I hope everybody's doing well out in the chat.
I think everybody's hot or smoky.
Well, that's the way it is here. I'll show you something here in just a second. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit.
So this is what we did today, was how to make a production template.
Yeah.
How to position it so that it works every time. And we made a bunch of these
Boy Scouts.
This is the Bayou Beer Club. And on the other side is a bottle opener. And this also, where's a piece of metal? I had a piece of metal here. This also sticks on your refrigerator. So the refrigerator magnet.
Very nice.
Yeah. In fact, we're going to do a giveaway on them in just a couple minutes. Going to give away 2 of them.
You showing the template and all. Some of you know, some of you don't. I just got a CNC machine. And so I'm trying to figure out where my zero is and all that stuff. And I'll be honest, my years of doing it way back, well, a long time ago when I did it, and what you do now versus bits and that kind of thing, I'm having to relearn all of that stuff. So it's going to be a process, but we'll
I
get
can
it.
tell you that your zero is at 0x0y.
Yeah. So, good
The
start.
thing that confuses people on CNCs is that it works in both positive and negative coordinates on both axes.
Yeah, and that's the part I understood. I'll tell you the biggest takeaway that I've had so far is because I actually learned how to do CNC programming when you actually put the G code in the machine itself. So you actually wrote each G code down through the system. And when I started back, and I've had this about 2 weeks now, maybe 3, the thing that got me was the fact the amount of bits there are versus what there were when I started. and the other part is that I was working with metal then, and so now you're working with wood and all these extra bits and stuff.
Right.
So it's just, I'm my mind has been blown to start with. So.
Yeah. So it used to be you had, a bull nose, an upcut, a downcut.
And that was it.
Pretty much it.
Yeah. And so now I'm sitting here going, okay, 30, 60, 90, 45. What? So
yeah,
I am taking my time though. And as a matter of fact, I've got it sitting right here. This is the little Jinmitsu, thing that they give you to start with to see everything. And I am taking the time to go through that, try to understand it so that when I do get started, I've already broke one bit. And that was my fault. I ran the first sample and it was so light and right on top that I thought, well, my Z's not deep enough. So I reset my Z and I forgot to turn the spindle back on. So it buried the bit and then broke it off.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, the bit was broken off in the wood.
So
yeah, I actually saw that. You posted that somewhere.
Yeah. So but that's been my day. But the one thing you can't see it. Let me see if I can turn my camera because Mrs. Claus actually gave me a little surprise today. You see this right here? Mrs. Claus over here on the other side, she has I'll turn it over again. That white thing right there.
Yeah.
She has this side of the shop. That's where she does painting and stuff of glass and everything. And as everybody knows, it's hot in North Carolina, and it's been hot for the last couple of days. It is right now 88 degrees inside my shop, and I have a little portable air conditioner, which doesn't do any good during the hot of the day. So she came in here, and I have been contemplating, and I'm the world's worst because of my engineering background of looking at things over and over and over and over and trying to make the best decision. And so she came in today, and she was in here for about 5 minutes, and she said, "Get one." I was like, "What are you talking about?" She said, "Get that mini split you keep procrastinating about." I said, "I've not been procrastinating." "Yes, you have. Go ahead and get one." So I've got to set that up. So that's my next project tomorrow.
Well, let me tell you, if you've only broken one bit, I think when I got my first CNC was probably 8 years ago. And I think I went through a lot of bits, probably 10.
Yep.
Or so, something like that.
Well, it's exactly why I bought the cheap ones to start with, because I knew that was going to happen. And so basically I want to learn the software because I'm used to Fusion but it's been years since I've used Fusion because in my day job and in civil engineering, I don't use that type of 3D. And so I'm having to relearn it and that kind of stuff. But I'll tell you, Milmage, since it's come out with this update, has been very interesting to me already. So I'm looking at that really hard right now. A
lot of new developments. In fact, Jack, who's not here tonight, which is unusual, I'm a little worried about him.
Yeah.
In every live stream.
Yeah.
Jack just came out with a couple of videos on some of the new features in Milmage.
Yeah, and he was the one. He actually sent me a message one of the days because me and him had kind of been back and forth because I blame him for it. For getting my Jinmitsu, that and my U1. So he's the procrastinator, or not the procrastinator. He was the one that originated that ultimately. But the thing is he had put up that video and then he sent it to me. He said, "Hey, you may want to look at Milmage." So I'm looking at that really hard because it's going to be kind of hard to beat that price if it'll do what with the V-carve and everything else that it's got in it now. Right.
Well, I don't think it's going to do all of those things, but
no.
It's going to do most of the things, for a 2.5 D engraving. And it does have a lot of new features now. let me get the giveaway set up. So let's see.
So Jerry says he's got a mini split in his garage. Jack was on your live today. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw you got the mini split. Yeah.
So, and then Had Enough talking about Vetric and the G Sender works well with the Genmitsu 4040. And I've looked into that too. So I haven't made a decision one way or another. Like I said, if Fusion really works because I'm familiar with it, that's probably going to be where I start. But I have been playing quite a bit with the Milnage. So,
all right, let me get this set up. There we go. Okay, so tonight's giveaway is going to be the Bayou Beer Club refrigerator magnets. And I've got 2 of them to give away. We're going to give away the first one right now. All you have to do is type #beer in the comments.
currently using carb code, but you'll be getting Milnage in a couple months.
What was that?
Jerry was saying that he used Carbco now, but he was going to be getting Milnage in a few months.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Jerry's been playing with that CNC for a long time now. I think he built his own originally.
Well, I've got shows coming up, and I've got one that's going to be a 2-day. You could have as many as 100,000 people. So I've got to really get ready for that. So I don't know how much more I'm going to get to play with it over the next couple of weeks anyway. But
well, I'll tell you what, if there's going to be as much as 100,000 people, I would be prepared to have a lot of little giveaways for. I do business card coins on the laser, and they're basically just little 1.5-inch coins that I cut out of wood, and I engrave them with my business information on them. And that's usually for big shows like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's your best bet, is to network rather than worry about selling things.
Yeah, well, the one thing that I hope to try to do a little bit of is that F2 that's behind me right now. I've got the Afiri battery portable power system.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping to carry it with me a little bit and I've got some pins and little stuff like that. So, but the other thing is living in a tourist area that I live in, magnets and, things like that are going to be the ones that'll usually 90% of the time I can count on those. It's not big money items.
Yeah.
But I can pretty much count on getting all that. So.
Well, I love refrigerator magnets, and I'll tell you what, these are a little too expensive to, give away for free.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy. Hang on a second. Let me go see if I can find it real quick. I know I've got it in this shop over here.
I see all these beers over here in the chat, and I can hear Homer Simpson in my
right now,
head.
so I'm in the shop next door. And I thought I have every magnet you can imagine in one spot over here, except for the ones that I'm looking for. But if you go on to Amazon and search for sheet magnets, you can get these really, really super thin. They're like 2/32 of an inch, and you can cut them on the laser, which is really interesting. Mm-hmm. So, and I get them in 8x12 sheets, and that's what I do my refrigerator magnets for, the small things like maybe 3mm Baltic Birch or something like that, and it works really super well.
Yeah. Well, the heat's bothering me as far as getting out here because that humidity's coming up. Now I've got the CO2 and I think I can still run it, but
yeah,
having to watch the humidity in here too is just
me too. It is right now it's 92. So, and the sun's been on this building all day long. This is a metal building. I've got 12,000 BTUs in here, and I've got 18,000 next door. So I put the fan in the doorway over there. So I've got 30,000 BTUs of cooling right now, and it's still not keeping up. And I do have insulation everywhere in here. So
yeah, well, I mean that's the way this building is. I insulated it, and I think some people saw the videos me getting an empty building and doing all that. But it's insulated now, and this is a 10,000 portable, and it just I think the CFM in it is just not enough to push out any real air very far.
Right.
And so the one I've got that I've got to start putting together tomorrow is 12,000, and you know how the size of it and all. So
Don't
I'm
expect a
hoping it
lot.
really.
Don't expect a lot from 12,000 though.
Yeah, well, I'm not expecting it to come down to 65.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
but if I can get it down into about what it is now, the 80,
Yeah.
somewhere in there, I can tolerate that, and I can run my machines.
I'm at 76 in here, so 20-degree difference from outside.
Yeah.
All right, let's do the drawing on this first one. So we're going to hit draw. And let me get rid of the comments for a minute. Tail Dragger 77 DK. You need to be in the chat to win this because I have to send you a personal link. So Tail Dragger, if you are in the chat, we'll give you a minute. Just say I won, and I will put a link in the chat for you to claim your prize. There you go. There he is right there. All right, so let me go into my software really quick, do my prize manager, and I just wrote this software, so just give me a minute. Go to giveaways. Here we go. And that is the reefer magnet. I'm going to copy that and put it into StreamYard for you. Okay, Tail Dragger, here is the link. Just follow that link to claim your prize. Don't anybody else click on that, by the way. That link is just for Tail Dragger. So there's a form for you to fill out on my website, and I will get that in the mail to you first thing Monday morning. And let's draw again for the second one. Here we go. And I know you're wondering, Chris, how I'm doing this. I have two computers here.
That's fine, sir. I just got 2 monitors in here now, so I'm happy as a lark right now.
Yeah, I've got 6 in here. All right, Ed CNC Router. Ed CNC Router. Ed, let me know that you're in the chat, and I'll get you the link. Ed CNC Router. Just type in there I won, and I'll put a link in the chat for you to go claim your prize.
So you got anything interesting coming up, Rich, you're going to be working on?
No, not much. I've been mainly working on writing WordPress plugins for my website. So that's what I've been spending most of my time doing. And I'm also working on a couple of laser reviews. Ed CNC Router, type I won into the comments, please. So that we're going to give you 1 more minute. There he is. I'm here. Okay. All right. Let me get that link for you. I'm going to have a different link. This link is just for Ed's CNC Router. And there it is. Follow that link, Ed, and fill out that form, and I'll get that in the mail to you first thing Monday morning. All right. Let me get rid of the screen. So there we go. Got both of them filled out.
So I'm looking forward to getting this mini split put in, though, but I've got a busy day tomorrow. Running power and everything else.
Yeah. Yeah, we went through all that when I first moved in here. We had I guess about 4 years ago when we built this building. And fortunately my middle son is an electrician, so he did, all the trenching in the yard and running all the wires out from the main house and putting in a panel back here and all that kind of stuff and all the outlets. So I was lucky to have him helping me with anything. In fact, he did almost everything.
Yeah, I ran all the wires and everything in here, so I'm gonna have to. The box is right behind me here. I've got to drop a line to the outside and actually put a disconnect out there. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun day to start with. But it once it gets done, I'll be happy about it.
Yeah. Well, your shop has come a long way. Especially like, I've been following the journey. I especially like, I like the wooden planks that you chose for the for the walls.
Yeah, those are that's actually paneling because I looked at I was actually because the floor is what do you call it? Not a laminate, but anyway, the floor is where you take and put them together and then snap them down.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so, it's got engineered lumber. It's
Right,
an engineered
right.
type lumber. And so I started looking at, okay, maybe I'll just take and really take the time and do that. But, I didn't have the money at the time. And I would have run a line for the mini split if I had the money to go ahead and do that as well. But that's okay. So.
Yeah. So my neighbor just put up a shed in his yard, and he's using it as an office space. And he also bought a mini split, but he bought the mini split that has the solar panels put on top of the shed, and it's working well.
Well, the one thing that, and some in the chat know, but some may not. When I got to CNC, of course, I didn't want to put it in here with the lasers and everything else. So I have a 10 by 20 storage building that I'm a Santa Claus. I got a bunch of Christmas stuff. So I ended up shoving everything to one side right now. And I've got to build a wall to wall that off. So I try to keep some of the sawdust out. And then I build a table to put that CNC on. So that between the mini split and that, I'm going to spend the next couple of weeks just doing a lot of construction and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Don't worry, John. Next week, I'll get the link right the first time. And you guys want to, and I'll debug that program so you don't get that pop-up. But yeah. So let me just get out of this with my other computer here real quick, because I'm done with this one. Why is it asking me 3 times if I really want to leave? Yes, I want to leave. I can close this laptop now. Yeah, so I think we were talking the other day. You were wondering, how to get different cameras. And I don't want to show you the mess in here, but
well, yeah,
I have an actual switcher over here that uses only HDMI cameras. So
yeah, well, let me do this right quick. I've got the stream box, and so I can do that now. I'm able to go to my 2 different cameras that I have.
Right.
And then, well, I don't have it up now, but I've also got it set up for Lightburn and all. But what you said, this goes into the computer, and then it tells inside the computer what to turn on and off. Whereas you were saying your switcher everything was connected to the switcher itself, so you're not using the resources inside the computer. Exactly. Which I hadn't even thought about, but that's something that I need to look into, because I don't think. Go ahead.
My computer has the video card on it has 4 outputs. So there's an output that goes from the computer to the switcher, and it's just manual. It doesn't use any resources at all. So when I press that button, you see the computer, but everything else is still working without using resources.
Yeah.
So, and then if I switch to the one laser, all of these cameras are just separate, working by themselves, and they're not connected to the computer at all.
Yeah.
The only thing that from the switcher, there's a USB cable that goes to the USB on the computer, and StreamYard is seeing what's connected to that USB cable.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I chose that as my camera, even though it's not really a camera, but any of the I can choose any of 8 different cameras in there.
Well, I think I have finally solved my video problem. I've not been fuzzing out the last week or so, because right now I have a temporary cable run from my mesh unit, an actual cable that comes out to the shop for now, and I've got some underground cable that's coming. So once I get that, and right now I'm running fiber versus going over Wi-Fi, so that part's been pretty good. And then now it's just maybe a few more cameras in here and that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah. So Tail Drag is asking, how are you connecting to the One Laser XRF? The One Laser is on my network. So at first, when I first started using, or I might even still be connected by Wi-Fi, I may have used the network connection for another device recently. So it may be on Wi-Fi tonight. but it's connected. If I plug in the Ethernet, it automatically connects to my router. So it'll either connect that way, or I think it's on Wi-Fi right now. You know, it's got a Wi-Fi router built into it. So yeah, it is on Wi-Fi because I'm using the Ethernet for a switch that I've got. So right now I'm connecting on Wi-Fi, but either way works. And as long as in the software in Lightburn, I just have it set to auto, you know, so it just automatically connects on a network connection. And it's got an IP address. So it's got a static IP address. Greg is saying I need to figure out what I need to join the live stream. I'm going to debug that software tonight. It does work, as you can see. Santa's with us. We've had a couple of other guests on tonight. But I'll just go through it, make sure everything's perfect this week. And next week it'll work. Today, you know, there was about 10 people that couldn't join because I put the wrong link in the software. So it just put a link to bring you right straight back to the video on YouTube, which was my mistake. But I fixed that halfway through.
And I'll add this, Greg, you just got to start, because if you watch that one video that I fuzz out every time you turn around, that's when I realized I had an issue with the Wi-Fi versus the getting the fiber here. So just go out there. You know, you've got to kind of just say, hey.
REM Firearms saying, I'm having trouble with setting up the camera on my one Laser XRF after the Lightburn upgrade. Okay, so I have a fix for that. I need to do a video on it, but I've been doing less and less videos because I've been concentrating on other things for the last few weeks, but there is a fix for that. So you can just revert to the last version of Lightburn where it was working, and you don't have to delete anything or anything like that. Just go to the Lightburn software website, download the last version that was working, install it. It's going to install right over the current version that you've got, and your camera should start working again in that last version. Then in your camera settings, you're going to export those, right click in the camera tab, export those settings. Save that file to your computer, then go back and download. It'll be in your downloads folder already. The latest version, reinstall that one, right click on the camera tab, or I haven't really paid much attention to it yet, but there might even be a button that says import settings. There isn't. Right click and import your settings that you've already saved from the last version, and that should start working for you. It was working after you fixed it. I just need to start using my computer more. Thanks, William. Okay, well, we're over 2 hours, which is probably the longest I've ever gone on a live stream. And
I enjoyed every minute of it.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, thank you for joining us at
no problem.
1 hour and 44 minutes. If you want to watch it, Chris, just go watch the replay.
Yeah, I might have to go back and watch the beginning there, so I can figure out how you made those magnets or those bottle openers again. So
yeah, yeah, it's really easy.
Thank you for
joining us, Chris. Yeah, you can come on anytime. So whenever I have a live stream, I'm going to have the invite link. I'll make sure I do it right next time. But thank you all for watching tonight. I really appreciate it. I'll be back next Saturday night. Same time, same place. So we'll see you all next week. Take care, everybody. Have a great week.
Have a good night.